to tackle it.
Hi guys, welcome back to Teacher's Time Out, your go-to space for real educational conversation. It is Teacher's Time Out here again, and as always, it is beyond the classroom. I am Ivy Agovia, your host, and it's Ivy Agovia on all social media platforms. Today it's PTA meeting at Teacher's Time Out. I'm glad to have two educators and no parents. I'll start by introducing my parents. Let's get to meet you, sir.
Hello, my name is Patrick Okeke. I'm pleased to be here on Teacher's Time Out today.
We're glad to have you, sir.
Okay. Hello everyone. I'm Ito Azariah Berlin. I go by the name Praise Azariah on all social network. I'm an economics teacher. Glad to be here.
We're glad to have you here.
Hi everyone, my name is Raji Abraham. I'm a tutor and also an engineer. I go by the name Raji Abraham on the social media. I'm glad to be here
We're
today.
glad to have you, Mr. Raji.
Thank you very much.
All right, today is PTA meeting at Teacher's Time Out. I've been waiting for this episode, but I'm not going to say why. All right. All right, so we're talking about bullying, right? So, okay, let's start from this point of view. Do we think that bullying is being handled by schools properly, the way it ought to be, or should they do more? I think more that we want school owners to know with this episode, or teachers to do. I think let's hear from you, Mr. Patrick.
If you ask me, just as you've just done, schools are trying in handling bullying,
Okay.
but I think they should do more
Okay. Sure.
to what they are doing. How do I say? I had one occasion where my child was experiencing bullying from another child,
Oh.
and so he kept coming home to complain
Okay.
that this is what is happening. So it became repeated. You know, bullying normally is something that is repeated over time.
Yes.
And so because of the repetition, and my wife, the mother, got involved and visited the school, approached the school and the teacher involved, and presented the matter, because it was beginning to affect the young man.
Yes, his performance in
Yes.
school.
So every time he comes, he's always moody,
Yeah.
you know. So we got infuriated about that and went to the school and complained to the teacher. So who took time
Okay.
to observe what has been
Going on
transpiring between the both of
two.
them.
Yeah. Okay.
This was not in place before, not until we intervened.
Yeah.
So it was
okay.
that intervention that brought
Brought
about,
the-
yes, her getting to know what was
Know what
happening,
was going
and
on.
found out that the guy was laying false accusation on my boy.
Oh.
So that was handled and brought to normalcy.
Okay. So first of all, I want to appreciate the fact that okay, you took it to the school and the way you handled it. Some parents, okay, they will take it to the school, but they will come with
Aggressive mindset.
fight,
Yes.
aggression. You understand that kind of
Yeah,
thing?
yeah.
Like you're not doing your job properly and all that. So the way you handled it is well appreciated. We would like parents to copy that. Mr. Azariah, let's hear from you.
Okay.
What do you
then,
think? Are schools doing okay? Should they do more?
Okay. From my own point of view.
As a teacher now.
Yes, from my own point of view as a teacher,
Yeah.
I'll be speaking not just as a teacher and also as a parent.
As a
So
parent.
parents at home won't say, "Oh, she's speaking because she's a teacher." Okay, I would say the schools are really trying when it comes to bullying, and I of course we will agree that we are not doing enough, so we will need to step up a little
Okay.
in handling cases like that, because the more we're coming up with strategies of handling bullying in school, the kids too are smart. Of
Yeah.
course, we understand that the world we're into now, these 21st centuries, we call them the Gen Z.
Gen Zs. And
You're coming up with something as a parent, as a teacher, as a school management. They
going
are
ahead
also
of
going
you.
back. They're trying to be a step ahead of you. Of course, as a school, as teachers, we ought to wake up to whatever we're doing. And I would want to suggest that first, it lies first on the teachers before the school management, because we
Yeah.
have a direct contact
Direct contact
with
with
them,
the
with the
children.
students, with
Correct.
the children. Okay, and we just need to be at our lookout. As an educationist, we are not just known for the knowledge we impart on children. We are also known for our psychology,
Yeah.
characteristics,
Yeah.
attributes. Now you're in a class, you should be able to get familiar with your learners. By the time you're familiar with your learners, there is no point, there is no time you won't get to know which child is following up and which child is not following up.
So they can even open up to you.
They can open up to you. By the time you make yourself rigid, the students won't be free. Okay, I want to borrow from what he just said.
Yeah.
The son didn't see the need of confiding in the teacher in school. He had to go back home, which I feel it's not supposed to be. Let it be that the child has repeatedly to the teacher in school, and nothing was done before he cannot take the next step by going home to go and report to the parents at
Or
home.
probably even reporting and telling daddy or mommy what the teacher has already done.
Exactly. And if what the teacher has done,
it's left for them to think, okay,
and bring up another solution. There is more to say to that, but let me leave the room for everyone.
All right, Mr. Raji.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you. Just like how my colleagues have said, the schools are trying when it comes to the bullying aspect, handling bullying aspect. So a little bit effort just need to be added. Just like how she has said, the kids are smart nowadays. They are smart. One of the commons of the bully is the physical one.
Yeah, it's not very common.
But the kids are smart now because the physical one, there will be an evidence that you do a particular thing. Now, the one that is known to them that they are involving themselves into, this is the verbal and the emotional one, which is very, very critical. You see a learner is threatening another learner that you ought not to do this, or probably a learner that want to ask a question in the class. Because he or she knows that if he or she asks the question, others will threaten him, others will ask him not to do so. You see those kind of learners, they are not asking questions in the class. They are not involved in the class. So one of the things that the school needs to put more hands into is the verbal and the emotional one. And I think the school has to lay a good policy.
Okay.
There has to be a good policy because there are some learners, there are some children that doesn't know what they are doing, their heart they are doing is a bully.
Okay.
There are some that they don't know. They just believe that this is an action. You get what I'm trying to say? So there has to be a good policy. They should know that if you are doing this act, this is a bully.
Okay.
And also, a school, there must be a counselor in a school.
Yeah, we said
there has to be a counselor because a teacher cannot do everything. Teaching in the class, doing all sorts of things. So when a school have a counselor, they will be able to open up for the counselor. I think those two policies, those two things is actually good. Having a good policy, a laid down rules, because in a school, in an environment where there is no law, there's no sin. So they believe that I can do this, I can do that. So there has to be policy, there has to be laid down rules and regulation, and then they have to have a counselor. So I think that one is.
Alright, thank you. So okay, let's talk about the science, because I don't want to assume that everyone or every teacher or parent they understand the science, because there are signs that we see. So, because sometimes, just like he said, it's not always physical.
Sure.
So you can see a child being withdrawn and the other stuff. Let's talk about the signs. Zazaya.
Yes. There are lots of signs involved, just like he just mentioned, that now these days learners don't go with physical bullying anymore. They want to go with verbal. They want to go with social. That is where you have people gathering and you see a child shrinking back. The child that is shrinking back, that's a sign. That's a sign to tell you that probably there's a threat somewhere. Yeah. Yes, because we know, like our parents had just mentioned, that it is not something that is done once and it's done with. It's a repeated action.
Yeah.
It's a repeated action that you either inflict pains, and not just the physical pains, to the emotions. You see a high flyer child in class. At a point, the child is dropping. It's something you should question, because that's another sign. This is one of my top students in class, and all of a sudden the child is shrinking back. Then you should know that there is a cause to it. Like he mentioned, counselor. You know, as a teacher, you have a handful to handle. In such case, and you feel, and some of these bullies will go to the extent of threatening the child.
Yeah.
If you eventually mention a name
My
to
name.
the room teacher or our class teacher, you are in for it.
Yes.
So what you just do is, okay, give a signal. I personally do it. I don't know this present school I'm in. I just develop likeness and love for my learners. And most times, I get to see you today. I get to study who you are. The next day, if I'm seeing that you're not yourself, I give you not verbal communication. I give you signs to make you understand that I will need to see you after class, because I am dealing with teenagers.
Yeah.
And you know, teenagers, you have to be careful
Yeah,
what you say to them. They are very sensitive.
Yes,
You're
true.
telling a teenager to sit down here. He's trying to ask you, what's the reason?
Yeah.
Why do you want me to
Why you
sit
asking
here?
me to
Why
sit down?
It's not like our days where you see a teacher, you don't even open up to say anything. You're asked to keep quiet, you just do that, no matter the age you're in. So I get to give them some signs, like, okay, after class, I'll be to see you. And I have had lots of them opening up to me. Oh, this is what happened. This is what happened. I did this in class the other day, and John told me you're so ugly with what you did. I'll be like, oh, the word ugly. Like, it's offensive. Mom said it's offensive, you know. So you need to just understand the mood at which a child is. So some of these moods are also the signs you see.
Yeah.
And
Mood swings.
sometimes contact.
Okay.
I may be in class, and my colleague here is walking in. My reaction should tell my instructor that, oh, something is not going on right. Because on a norm, there is no part where I can see my classmate walking into the class.
Yeah.
And I'm already either fidgeting or being scared of seeing that person.
Yeah.
Then you should not be careless about that. You should know that something is fishy. That confidentially you could meet up with the child and help the child. You don't just force the word out of them, because they won't do that.
They won't tell you.
They won't tell you anything. If you want to like impose on them that I am your teacher, you ought to open up to me. You need to play like I do. I play on their IQ. Yeah, I play on their intelligence. I will just bring them in. I give them a story about me.
That works. That works a lot. When you tell them about yourself.
Yes, when I start telling them about myself, because truly, like you mentioned in the previous episode, I was timid. I was down so timid that I never expected today I was going to be a teacher. And see me doing a lot of talking. I hear the bell ring. I was in the sitting room watching movies. I hear the bell ring, and I'm off straight up. Before my sister would come out to open the door, I'm back to my room. And today I'm seeing myself counseling other teenagers, telling them that, oh, this is what life was like.
Yeah, what I went
and
through.
And you see them relax.
And they're like, wow, really? Are you sure?
Oh, if you can be this, Mrs. I, because that's the name I go with.
Okay.
If you can be this, then that means I can be more.
Yeah, you can do more.
Yes. So let's just watch out for those signs, the signs of the mood you see them in.
Yeah.
One, secondly is dropping academically.
Low grades.
And trying to be an introvert when you know such a child is not an introvert. These are signs that you get to know that there is a bully somewhere threatening the well-being of the child.
Yeah. Thank you. Valid. Sad, you have something to add to that?
Yes, talking about the signs, it could be as a result of social exclusion.
Okay.
Where you see your child not fitting in with other child.
Oh yeah.
Other children, you know. So I think I had this experience too, where my second child came home one day. I was telling me that he was coming in the midst of his friends, and then they started laughing at him. And all that. So that affected his psyche, and he was like, that you've always warned me that I shouldn't fight, I shouldn't do this and all that. That they were just laughing at me. I said, okay, what did you do? What did you do? Why are they laughing at you? So they ganged up and were laughing at him. So that affected him.
Yeah.
So he came back and was complaining. So I had to tell him, you have to be a man, and just be yourself, So these signs, when they come home, they look depressed.
Yeah.
Emotionally, they are down. They experience some distress as a result of this bullying. It is what it is. It is an aggressive behavior.
Yes, sir.
It is an aggressive behavior, whether you like it or not, and it is intentional. It is repeated over time, so it causes harm, it causes harassment, to the individual. So these are things we need to look at. When they come back, you observe what's happening around them and what has transpired, so you can be able to pep up their emotions.
Thank you, sir. So you shared the first story, your son, the second one. So I am observing that there's something you're doing right, because you have kids that they go through this bullying, like myself. It seems today's episode I'm always talking about myself. Okay, so I was bullied a lot, but I wouldn't tell anyone. Sometimes I don't talk. They will hit me. There are some set of boys, right? They know where person I'm going to, so going home. As at that time, my dad wasn't dropping us again. So when I want to go, I'll be scared. I'll wait, like maybe I'm supposed to go by 2. I'm waiting, like I'm sure they must have passed by now. For no reason, there was a day it was just hitting my dad, but I couldn't speak to anyone. I go home, I didn't tell my dad, I didn't tell my mom. Maybe I was not that close. So I see that you are close with your kids. So I wanted to speak with parents. What should they do so that they get their children open up to them? So you're getting something right. That's why you can come and say, Daddy, this is what is happening. Like that, this is what is going on in my class. This is what I'm experiencing.
Yeah.
But for some kids, they're experiencing it that with their parents 247, or even if it's once in a while, they won't say anything. They can't confide in their dad or mom to say anything.
Yeah, I think what we do basically, my wife and I, we try to let them know who they are.
Okay.
And try to build their
self-esteem. Yeah.
We build their self-esteem, from even before they enter school. And we try to tell them that you always be yourself, and don't hurt anybody. Don't hurt your fellow students, your fellow friends. Just live well, live right, be loving, be accommodating. So when they are not seeing all this in school, they come back, they fall back to us.
Like,
to
this
say,
is not the usual environment,
yes,
like what I'm used to.
Yes, so they fall back to say, this and this happening. So, Daddy, what do we do? How do we go about this? And then we try to reintegrate them again and say, you calm down, you follow all you have been taught, and can you please talk to your teacher? It is when you've not talked to your teacher and he or she has not done anything, we come in. I want to say something again as regards the other time that young man came reporting fellow friend. The parents of the boy was fuming. I will come, I'll deal with that boy. Who is that boy? and all that. So every time we come to hear this, that the woman will be yelling, I'll deal with them. Who is their parent? This, that. So before we had to say, no, this is not right. This is not right. And just like she said, the school management or the teacher should properly be on top of the situation. Yeah. But that was not to be until we came in and tried to understand what it was. And unfortunately, we got to know that the young man has some disability challenges.
Oh, okay. That's another thing to consider.
Which was really affecting him. Are you getting me now?
Yes.
And so, so he was trying to transfer that aggression to the young man. So by the time we got all that, so we had to fix it right. We knew where it was coming from, and the matter was settled.
Thumbs up to you and Mommy. Mr. Raji, you want to say something?
Yeah, I want to say something concerning what you just said now. I believe when it comes to bullying, you actually need to know the source.
Yeah, the
Right.
Right.
source. Where's it
Right.
coming from?
You know, there are some kids that are right from home. The word empathy is not there.
Mm.
So what actually brings about bullying is lack of empathy,
Lack of empathy.
kindness, lack
That's
of
true.
kindness.
That's true.
So when a parent actually teach their children
Empathy.
how to be kind to others, the word bully will not be there in their life.
Sure.
Even though if they are seeing that kind of thing outside, they will have the guts to run back home to go and discuss it. That this is what I'm experiencing. This particular person, the way he's supposed to behave to me, that's not the way he's behaving to me.
That's true.
And that's what your kids has done to you. So the word empathy has to be there. So as a parent, the first thing you need to teach your children is to be kind to you first.
Mm.
Because there's no way you want to be kind to your parent that you not be kind to others. So if you are not kind to your parents, you are not kind to your other siblings, there's no way you want to be kind
Kind to
outside.
others.
So the source of the bully that the boy was doing that you were able to identify, I think that's the source of it.
That's
And
true.
also
Yeah, it's
we
disability.
need to note that there's some students, there's some children that they believe in power. That I want to be the boss of
Power
everything.
drunk.
Sadly.
Yeah.
I want to be at the
No,
top
that's
of
also-
everything. That in the class, in the school, I want to be the boss. That when I talk, they should
No,
just
that's
take it. So through that action, believing that I want to be in power, they start doing some other things, misbehaving as well. So I think we should know the source.
Yeah, the
So
source.
once you know the source, you will know how to tackle it.
That's right.
So part of knowing the source is also what Mrs. Adaya said, like opening up,
Beautiful.
so you can have good communication
Communications
with them, and they too have that kind of communication with you.
They are free to open up to you.
Yeah.
Whatever they feel.
All right. So as educators, right? Have you had any experience as part bullying, and how did you tackle it? Like our parent has told us his own, like has given us. So I want to hear from you, Mr. Raji, Mrs. Zaya. You can go first. Like,
Okay.
have you had issues about bullying, and how did you handle it? Or probably a colleague of yours.
Okay.
How was it handled? Like a story.
Yes. Let me take from the current experience I had in school, because I know definitely we cannot totally rule it out.
Yeah.
Like I earlier mentioned. Yes, there's a current case in the school. In fact, this even has to do with towards examination time. It happens repeatedly. You
Okay.
see, if you're one of the high flyers in the class, by the time the timetable is released, you discover a child coming back to you the following day and telling you that the subject is supposed to be having the next day. The book is missing
Listen,
or has been trashed into the
definitely
WC.
those things happen.
There
That
are
is
two
common.
parts of bullying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
part of bullying. So, like, you've discovered this child now trying not to be him or herself.
Yeah.
And the only thing in that case, reporting first to the school management was the first step I
Okay.
took. That this has been happening. Though the first time it happened, the child never really mentioned. But having come in contact with me and other teachers, I've been discussing things like this. You know, in our previous episode, I mentioned the fact that there should be gender
assembly. Yeah.
Alright, fine. So when we get discussing with them, they began to open up and try to ease themselves of some things that they've been bottling
Bottling
down
up.
for long. All right. So after discussing with the child, she then had to open up that this is not the first time it has happened. I was like, well, if you had made it known initially, would have come out with solutions to things like this. Okay, we'll be on the watch about this. So reporting this to the disciplinary committee, because we have a team that are in charge of sanctioning cases like this.
Yeah.
So, and in this case, I just have to tell the child to boost back the confidence of the child. There is no camera to have pick whoever is guilty of this, and is trying to bring you down academically. But see yourself flying higher than that person.
Yeah.
And by the time you see yourself shrinking up without my God, I can do nothing. No, that's not. Thank God you have. In each of my classes, I keep on advising my learners, have a jotter. Do not just depend on your notes. Whatever discussion or interactions we're having in class, take notes down. So the notes now, you could go back with such notes you have to develop points. I must confess to you, during the marking term, she was the second
Wow.
And this is somebody that never had notes.
Wow.
She was the second in my subject.
Yeah.
Because coming to me at first, what I saw in her is no hope. Like, I don't know how I'm going to excel
Yeah.
in your subject.
Subject.
This happened to me. And I thought of it, how do you help this child out? It's against the policy of the school to release your notes to a student. I was like, okay, how do I do it? We get talking, we talk to that point. And then before the end of the discussion, the child, I saw her coming back, breathing in relief. And then I saw the results after evaluating our exams. And I saw it really went a long way. Now, at size, we doing this. Hence, the school or the teachers are now aware of bullying. We look out for strategic points where these are done. If it has to do with the physical, definitely sure you look out for playgrounds. You look out for the staircase, because no teacher will just go and stand. Either the teacher is in the staff room or they're in the class having a class. So a child can just excuse him or herself out of the class in pretense of going to the convenience, but the child will be seen at the staircase bullying, either verbally or otherwise. Yes. So we could also always check them. We have time for computer classes. Some of these cases you're asking them to do something because there is Wi-Fi for them to do whatever they need to do. You see them going into their other social site and bring out cyberbullying and all this. So we need to start checking all this. By the time we check, then bring up such a child for counseling. The child who tends to be the bully, like they both mentioned earlier on, the child might be doing this and not see it as bullying.
Something like the child is used to, just like a child that grows in the home where there's kindness and empathy. It's just a normal thing. As for them, some of them see it as normal.
Bringing such a child up, tutoring and letting the child realize that these things you're doing are not right to humanity. Such a child would definitely want to live out.
Okay, actually, I had an experience of a boy that is being bullied before in the previous school.
A boy?
Yeah, a boy.
Was he bullied by a boy too?
He's bullied by girls.
I'm serious.
Because there's a way in which the girls can actually bully the boys. In which the boy, you lose your self-esteem.
Exactly.
Even though for you to walk in the sight of those girls, you'll be like. So I had that experience in such a way that each time the boy wants to move into the class, there is this kind of soberness. Comporting himself, not able to express himself, not able to walk properly.
Because the girls are there.
Because the girls are there. Finding it out, there was a point in time that I was in the class. I noticed that the boy was coming into the class. I saw him the way he was walking. On the norms, the way the boy walked, he walked smartly. But the way he was walking into the class, I knew that something was wrong. So I kept quiet then because I don't want to raise the red flag. Because if I raise the red flag, the girls can approach her by telling her, threatening him, don't say anything to Mr. Raji. So I just paused there. So I asked the boy, just like how you said. So I signaled him by seeing me after the class. So after the class, I called the boy. So the boy has to express himself out that this is what is going on. These are the words they say to him. These are these and this and so on like that.
So what are you saying to him actually?
They are basically words that has to do with the physical appearance of the boy.
The way he appears physically.
Yeah, like abusing the boy, like you have this head, you have these things.
The shape of head.
So the boy is not that free in the class.
Was he the only boy in the class?
He's not the only boy in the class. He's not the only boy. So, when you are being abused, when you are being bullied, there's a way you lose your self-esteem. Even though to come out of your shell, you won't be able to do that unless you have somebody to talk to. So the boy, he opened up to me. So I have to go to the head of the school and discuss with the head of the school that this is what is happening. Because I don't want to take the matter into my hand because it has to do with girls. Because there's a way as a teacher, So I approached the head of the school and then we had a discussion. So she has to call the counselor. The counselor, she's a female also. So the counselor has to talk to the girls and find out what is going on. Believe me, the fact that the issue has been going on since the beginning of the term.
Wow.
The issue has been going on since the beginning
So
of
it
the
was
time.
for so long.
So
Oh.
for so long. For so long.
Mhm.
So they started opening on one after the other, the girls, what they are doing, and not knowing that they have a child lady, let me put it that way.
Of course, there must be someone
So
who
Cheerleader.
they
is
have a
like,
child lady
"Oh,
that is
cheerleader."
influencing
A
all of them
ringleader.
to do so. A
The
ringleader.
ringleader,
Thank you very
right?
much, sir. That is influencing all of them to say all these things.
Mm.
So they put all the blames on her that this is the girl that is influencing us and so on like that. So they have to tackle it, call the girl, talk her out of it. You know, I said it the other time that we need to know the source
Sure.
of where the bully is coming from. So the girls see the boy as a threat.
Oh.
Mhm.
He see him as a threat because the boy is brilliant. So he sees the boy as a threat that if this boy is doing so well in class, I won't be in power. You get what I'm trying to say, sir? I won't be in power.
Mm.
So the girl came out also. So the counselor counseled the girl. They talked to the boy as well. So I think the issue was it has settled in such a way that gradually the boy was coming out of his shell,
Okay.
expressing himself. Even though in class, at that time that the bullying is taking place, the boy cannot talk in class to ask the question. But you know that the boy is smart, is brilliant, but he can't talk in class to ask question. So that's the way the issue was settled and was calm.
Wow. I think we still have lots to say. We're probably going to have a second episode on bullying because there's cyberbullying. There's quite a lot we need to
Yes.
cover.
Yes.
But I do hope that with this episode, we've been able to reach out to you. We've shared valid points today as per the signs, as per how you can handle bullying as a parent, as a teacher. I think one key thing that we've been able to strike with this episode is that having good communication with your children
Exactly.
or your learners as a teacher, as a parent, is very important to tackle bullying. But most of the times, because these these people that are they bully, right?
Yeah.
They gain control because the person that is being bullied does not really have who to talk to or is not, cannot express himself or herself, right? So this is what we call it a wrap for today. It's Teacher's Time Out here again. If you are seeing this, we'd like to see your comments. What do you think about bullying? What's going on in your school? As a parent, what do you think we can do better as educators? Or your fellow parents, what do you want them to do better so we can help our future leaders? We were able to strike out some valid points, and one is communication. Parents, teachers, the way you communicate with your children as parents is very important. The way you communicate with your learners is also very important so that this bullying does not hide or is not being done under your nose and you don't know, because the effect is not doesn't only happen in the present, it goes along to the future. Sometimes it affects them even when they are married and they are working and become adults. It's Teacher's Time Out here again. As always, it's beyond the classroom. I will see you in our next episode. Please don't forget to like, share, and comment. Thank you.